People who cater to the super rich, what things have you seen? My grandfather died with a $20 million portfolio. He lived in a one-bedroom condo that was built in the 50s, drove a rusted-out Honda, and his entire wardrobe came from Walmart and was 10 years old. At his will reading, a bunch of distant relatives showed up hoping to get a piece. In his will, he made fun of all of them, then spent 10 pages detailing how and where he wanted all of his money donated to specific charities and foundations. Some of it was even really surprising, as nobody besides him was aware that he casually owned 160 acres of land in Vermont that was just forest. The land was donated to a land trust, and turned into hiking trails. My dad used to work for a private airfield. They had a ton of people fly in, but most of the more richer clients always flew in at night. I remember one time in high school, I had to do a job shadow thing and went to work with my dad. They had the owner of a California airport fly in for the weekend. My job was to stand outside with an umbrella. So I stood outside with the umbrella. His wife tipped me $20 and said, "The sandwich trays are real silver, have at it, kid." After they got in their car, I asked my dad what she meant. Apparently, when some richer folks fly, they let the people who detail their planes have the platters and other serving items. I always wondered how we got so many weird serving trays. Another time when I visited him at work, I got to hold an albino kangaroo. Most adorable and softest animal I've ever touched. Worked graveyards as a valet at an ultra-luxury boutique hotel. It's quite shocking how some of these people live, and you'd never have a clue by just looking at them on the street. One weekday night I was asked at 2 a.m. by a guest to bring around his Bentley. Regular-looking dude came out with a backpack, got in and left. Not 30 minutes later the same dude pulls up in a Ferrari and now has a briefcase instead of backpack. Skip ahead an hour and the same guy orders 5 shot glasses to his room. I go up and it's 2 guys in robes and 2 naked ladies on the couch. They have lines of Coke and booze on the coffee table. They tip me $50 for the shot glasses and I leave. 2 hours later, just as the sun was rising, the 2 guys come out together in suits looking like they were heading to the office. The ladies left shortly after. Obviously drugs and escorts were nothing new, but the car swap middle of the night was a bit strange. I used to do pool and spa maintenance in my 20s. I worked on one property with a mountainside, 10-bedroom/14-bath mansion, with a saltwater pool, tennis courts, guest mansion, and a servant's house that was 4-bedroom 5-bath. The property had so much more stuff, but that isn't the crazy thing. I worked on this property for 2 years, year-round, 5 days a week, and not a single person was ever there. The middle-aged, single woman that owned it lived in a city about 4 hours away and just didn't come to the property, because she was so busy with work. A multi-million-dollar compound, just empty. All the time. Finally, after 2 years, I got a call from my boss on my day off. He asked if I could go to the house to put some pool floats away. He apologized, because it was my day off, but said the owner would pay me $500 to go put them away. I was confused as to why there were even pool floats out anyway, because nobody was ever there, but I figured it, $500 for 10 minutes. I show up to the house and the woman's adult children were staying at the house with about 10 plus kids between them all, and they were having a massive pool party/cookout. I awkwardly walked up and said to one of the parents, "Sorry, it must have been a mistake, but I was told to come put pool floats away, but you're obviously here so I'll leave." Presumably the woman's adult son said, "Oh, no, we're getting ready to leave. You can take them." Then he instructed the kids to push them towards me. I literally grabbed one inner tube float and 4 pool noodles, brought them 10 feet into the pool house, and put them away. I, confusedly, said they were all set and went to leave. The son thanked me and handed me a folded mass of $20 bills. It was $400. I was expecting $500 from my boss for payment, but I figured $400 cash was still overpayment, so I didn't mention it. The next day at work, my boss gave me $1,000. I told him the son had already paid me $400, which was fine. He said the son told the woman how great a job I did, so she wanted to pay me $1,000 instead of $500, and the $400 was a tip from her son. For 10 minutes of work. She actually called my boss the next day to ask if she should reimburse me for gas, since it was 15 minutes from my house. I told him that I was all set. I had a classmate whose father or mother was filthy rich from family money, can't remember. But they and he were amazing people. In uni, this girl in class who was really nice but also came from a poor family dropped her MacBook. She worked 60 hours a week for 3 months in the summer. He just came up, gave her his MacBook, and said he would just get a new one after school and his parents wouldn't care. Pure generosity. There was no TikTok movie or karma whoring going on. He was a stellar dude, spending his parents' money but only on stuff for other people and in a nice, helpful way. He also gave all the guys in class a suit for graduation. Lots of the people were talking about renting one and stuff, and he told everybody he knew a place to rent real nice suits. We all went there and we all rented a suit for €100 or so, everything included, and when you went to return it we found out they were all paid for by this dude. He was like, renting a suit is stupid, but buying a suit is expensive. Now you got best of both worlds. Last thing I heard, he bought like 10 PS5 from scalpers and sold them for retail to kids in the neighborhood. Foo *k, I should have stayed friends with him.